Alright, howdy there, fellow Shadow Priest. If you haven't heard the good news yet, there are new talents available on the beta, and Shadow Priest has been reworked pretty hard. I mean, we got lubed up pretty good here, and was already pretty excited, at least, about the talents the first time we looked at them. I believe my last video was like 2 or 3 months ago, so I'm sorry for the lack of content, but I feel like after looking at these talent trees, I feel like I'm obligated to make a video because I was just so excited, and my level of enthusiasm for the expansion and for Shadow Priest is just through the roof right now. So we can do a deep dive, but at a first glance, if you want like a little summary and you don't want to watch this whole 20-minute video, we are getting a lot of kata slash mop abilities back. So we've got void tendrils, we've got mind spike, we got mind blast, the mind spike mind blast combo with the dark ascension, which is like formerly the dark evangelical thing. I don't know what it was called, but you get the shadow wings and you do big damage. That's back. Mind Flay Insanity is back from Mop as well. We're getting mind games from the just a general priest tree. We're gonna be able to take swap without a PvP talent. We're gonna take fast MD without a PvP talent. There's just a lot to be desired about this. So let's get into it. Let's just dig into it. Let's reset all of our talents here. You know what? I'll actually pull up this one, so maybe this is bigger on the screen here. So I can reset all these talents, and we'll go through it step by step. So we'll just do the shadow tree first, because that's probably what is the most different from the last update. And I'm going to do this all in one take, so if I say anything that's not correct or I kind of gloss over something, I don't have access to my editing software right now. I have to get my streaming PC set back up, and it has all my editing stuff. So we're going at one take. I might voice crack, I might stutter, I might stumble, but we're just gonna do it live. So Devouring Plague, boom, taking it. Silence, taking it. Shadowy Apparitions, taking it. Mindseer, no longer are we obligated to take Mindseer to make our way to Disperse. So really cool that, I don't know if it was Dispersed before, but you're basically having to take Mindseer for no reason. Now we can spare that point because we don't really use that in PvP too much. This talent, Auspicious Spirits versus Tormented Spirits, don't really know what's going to be better. Leaning towards the Tormented Spirits, but I think it's going to be pretty minuscule anyways. It seems like we have so many different ways to deal damage that we're not going to rely as heavily on Devouring Plague, and Insanity Generation isn't going to be the bulk of your damage. So, or spending your Insanity doesn't seem as meaningful with this new kind of talent setup. So let's get into Mind Spike, man. And if you haven't done a Mind Spike and a Shadow Priest PvP wombo combo, which is essentially the double Mind Spike Mind Blast, you're in for a treat. So we're definitely taking this, and it's going to blast the target for 80% of spell power. Shadow Frost damage, important to distinguish, because I think if you get kicked right now in the beta on a Mind Spike, you can still cast other spells. Could be used good to bait kicks, but obviously if you get kicked on Shadow, you won't be able to cast this, so it doesn't work the other way around. It does extinguish your shadow damage over time effects, so it's going to come at a cost. You know, you really, when you do a double wombo combo like this, you're going to want to make it meaningful. Like, you're not going to go in for the solo whopper. You want like the double stacker with extra bacon. You got to go in big. So this is going to increase the critical strike chance of your next Mind Blast by 30%. Everybody knows that Mind Blast is the scariest ability in the game, and if it wasn't that, this whole expansion, it's been useless. Even with the legendary, it's felt really bad. So we're going to get some nuclear Mind Blast stacking that Mind Spike combo. And yeah, I didn't really go over this, but we'll take Misery. Dark Void is the PvE talent, so not too worried about that. This is definitely different than the last time, where before you were able to take Last Word and Psychic Order. That's not the case, and I think that's probably good for the game. Like, they're taking Shadow Priest back a notch on the utility and giving us some really meaningful single target damage, which I think we've been lacking for a while. So shout out to Blizzard, thank you all for doing that. Vampiric Insight, gonna get our Mind Blast proc, and yeah, take Intangibility too. So they're really beefing up Mind Blast. We'll see what we can do to make it better. We're gonna take Surge of Darkness too. Your VT and Devouring Plague have a chance to basically give you your Mind Spike proc, which you can get multiple stacks, right? So stacks up to 3 times, increases your, not only does it make your Mind Spike instant, but it doesn't clear your dots, and it deals 50% additional damage. So, you know, that could, if that damage scales up to 3 times, that's a fat Mind Spike. So we're gonna grab that. Really insane change right here is Shadow Crash. Check this out. So if I go to a training dummy and I shadow crash something, it's going to apply VT as well. I can't kill that guy, unfortunately, but if I saw a rat, I would show you that when you shadow crash on a 30-second cooldown, I'm sure, I think it used to be 20 on retail, I'm not quite sure, but yeah, so shadow crash AoE applies your dots. You're also going to be able to talent into shadow orbs, which it's ominous. It says coming soon, or it's vague. We don't know what it's saying. But I'm guessing that it's going to be like kata style shadow orbs that just gives you increased damage on Mind Blast. So we'll take damnation, improve damnation. So we can instantly apply our dots every 30 seconds with shadow crash AoE and every 30 seconds with damnation. And then we can also talent into unfurling here because we're going to take dark evangelist of dark evangelist. Okay, so yeah, this is essentially your wombo combo, bread and butter right here. And we'll take unfurling for the dots. So without jumping around too much, we have a lot of ways to keep our dots up and to apply our dots. So there's crazy talents, like when you mind flay, it extends the duration of your dots. So you're not going to have a problem with dot uptime. And I think this is actually a really meaningful change because we can get bullied as a Shadow Priest and just kind of shut down. A lot of interrupts are being added to the game as well. So it's nice to see us have this kind of safety net, while also incentivizing us to cast other spells other than dots. So yeah, let's talk about Dark Evangelism. So when you Mind Flay, you're going to get 2% increased on your pure Arctic damage on your dots, stacking up to 5 times. So obviously it goes up to 10%. And then when you're ready to blow your ultimate load, you can turn those 5 stacks into your Dark Ascension, which is going to increase, instead of, it's flip-flopping it, right? So it's taking your pure Arctic damage is increased with your dots, but then when you press this, it's going to be your instant like burst damage is going to benefit. So your single target non-periodic shadow spells. Well, they explain it in the tooltip. Anyways, it's an important distinction because you're going to basically lube them up with your PI and your dots and everything. And then once you're ready to blow your ultimate shadow wombo combo, you'll press Dark Ascension, which does have a cast time, and we're not too thrilled about that right now. It's not exactly ideal gameplay. Is it Stormwind or Ironforge? I'm gonna go to Ironforge. Yeah, like I said, one take, so we're kind of doing it sloppy right now. But yeah, I'm not really stoked that you have to cast this Dark Ascension. You didn't have to cast this in Kata, so I don't know why you'd have to cast it now. Like a Warlock doesn't have to cast Dark Soul. Why do we have to do that? That's kind of a lame mechanic if you ask me. I did gloss over some other stuff. So hallucinations, we'll just take that when we purge. We get Insanity, but then I also don't think Insanity is going to be too important. So if you did want to take this Mental Decay, that could be good. Mind Melt, this is mandatory for the Wombo combo too. So you're going to branch into Mind Spike, Mind Melt. Mental Decay is going to be optional. I think we're going to have really high dot uptime, so maybe we can reserve that for another talent. Increasing the initial damage of Devouring Plague by 75%. That could be really good. However, we're not totally sure how hard DP is going to hit. So if it's amping it, if it already hits harder than it's amping it, we might take that. But that second talent, like Mindseer, dealing damage, isn't going to apply to us. So I'm going to take Voidform. I think that it's going to be good because if you think about the damage modifiers from, getting 20% extra damage on the Dark Ascension and then adding another 15% spell damage from Void Form, and then even going into maybe Hungering Void and lubing that up with a Mind Spike, Mind Blast combo, dude, now we're really talking PvP, and we just have never been able to punish someone like individually. We can't solo people as a Shadow Priest right now. It's not like a DK where both of their partners die and they just still try to like, hold on guys, I got this, like I got A-bomb limb in 45 seconds, I can win. You've never seen a Shadow Priest have both his teammates die and then he's just like, no guys, just have faith, like I'm gonna kill them. That's never been something that you could really do this expansion. So we're getting a lot of threat back, and I think that's going to be really fun because it'll change the way we're able to play, and it's going to make our utility that much more meaningful, knowing that we have actual burst potential. So Ancient Madness, not sure how much that's going to matter since you're already getting those increased crit chances from your Mind Spike, Mind Blast combo. It could, boost your other damage, but if you want to crit that Mind Games, you might want to take Ancient Madness. I'm not completely sold on whether or not you want to take that. Mind Blast has an 8% chance to make your next Devouring Plague cost no Insanity. Again, we're not, like, DP isn't going to be the bulk of our damage. I don't think we need to focus on Insanity generation, so let's go ahead and and swap over to this side of the tree where I think things get a little bit more interesting too. And these may be similar from before, but why not go over it in general if people don't want to watch the old video? I understand. VT has a 50% chance to generate insanity. Again, we're not really looking to get that much insanity. These things both revolve around insanity, so we'll just take one to get it over with. And I'm gonna talent into Mindbender here because it's a minute cooldown. Just giving you great passive damage to add to the go. Shadow Fiend, the other talent, Idol of Yasarj, I don't know what that is, Yasarj. Shadow Fiend causes you to gain a benefit based on your target's current emotional state. Like, guys, I don't know. I can't even predict people's emotional state sometimes in front of me if they're not being completely transparent. So I don't think I can do that for the players, and I don't know what that means, man. I don't know. Sometimes you never know what someone has going on deep down, and I don't want my Shadow Fiend to randomly get really depressed and just, like, you know, choose to not do anything. So we're going to take Mindbender. Then you have this option of going to your Shadow Flame Prism, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be mostly PvE. I don't see this being sick in PvP. The Legendary is, like, already impossible to play, so let's not take that. We'll go Monomania. Very interesting. Here we go. This is fun. This is where the magic can happen. So when you're Mind Flaying, you're going to increase the tick rate of your dots by 25%, and their crit chance increased by 6 or 3%, so it'll stack twice into, you know, 50 and 5. Really cool. I think that's good. I think it gives a lot of value to Mind Flay as a filler spell. It's not only are you dealing real damage with Mind Flay now if you're talenting into this insanity stuff, but you're also extending your dots and you're making them tick faster depending on your build here. So we'll take Idol of Sea Thun because we think some Tendies are going to be back, and, you know, they could do big damage. We can't test this on the beta yet, so I'm not quite sure how that looks. We'll have to report back when we get. Right now you can only be level 60 on the beta. You can't be max level, so when that's changed, we'll touch back base, and I'll make a little video explaining these last talents. Yeah, and then we still have how many points spent? We have 2 more points to spend, and that's going to be kind of up to you, the direction you want to take. I'm not, like, these talents could be good. Puppet Master and Harness Shadows, we don't really know what those are going to look like. Probably leaning towards taking increase the critical strike chance of Mind Spike and Mindless by 3%, increases their critical strike damage bonus by 15. That's pretty freaking huge. But at the same time, if we could somehow find a way to get to the Talbadar's Mind Blast, that would be really huge. Like, I'm almost thinking if you can drop a Void Form and play without Void Form, and then maybe get some of these other talents, could be really fun. Like, I would love to get this and that. Would be crazy. Critical strike damage bonus by 30%, and oh my god, like, you could do Juicy Mind Blast. It's going to be hard to really cope around the Mind Blast build, because I think Espriest is going to be fine without it, but that could make things really scary. So if we took this and then one talent in that, where could we afford to drop a talent? Maybe we don't want, do we need to take this? Does that work? Having a 2? I don't know. Not sure how much damage loss that would be, but this could be nuclear. It could be absolutely nuclear. I don't like that derangement actually is the gateway. I feel like these two should be swapped, kind of. I feel like they play off each other more, but oh well, that could be good. I mean, that's one. This isn't the, like, I just did this right now. I have another build. I'll link all my little ideas, but just first glance, like, everything looks super fun. I don't think you're going to go wrong. Curious to see how playing without Ward Form would feel. I'm not sure if you wanted to go Painbreaker too, like Painbreaker's here. There's also a new PvP talent, just because we're jumping around, that reduces the cooldown of death by 12 seconds, so you could combo that with Painbreaker, and you have so many ways to apply your dots that it could be really fun. So yeah, that's my first little shadow build, and let's go ahead and cover this priest tree really quickly, because I know the video's already going on long. So we're going to stay mostly to the right over here. I think I'm going to take Renew and then definitely Prayer Mending and increase Prayer Mending. But then after that, I feel like you kind of want to jump out of this area because these aren't going to be too meaningful. You might want to get improved MD. So I'll take that and I'll get into improved MD. We'll get Leap of Faith, reduce CD on Leap of Faith. And the great thing is you're going to be able to swap out in the waiting room. Like, oh, I don't need grip against this team. And maybe, yeah, sure, I'll drop this for a little extra healing or play something entirely different. So Shadowman now a 15-second cooldown. Also important to note that we're getting flash heal, so we have 2 trees to heal on, which is really cool. You know, defensively you can play around with that. I'm not really going to take either of these talents, but if I had to take one, it'd probably be Depth of Shadows. Throes of Pain, we definitely want this. 5% extra damage. Mind Control. Looks like that is going to work as it works right now. No cooldown, kind of like that. Vampiric Embrace is in this tree instead of Shadow, which is kind of cool. I like Sand Lane, could be really good. But for now, I'm going to rock with that Mind Blast slow because we're going to get big crits with this and it'll like root people. It'd be kind of cool. Improved Mind Blast cooldown, I'm not like sure, I guess, why not? But you have to get to Mind Games. Like, I don't really want to take it, but you have to get to Mind Games. So definitely not taking the Void Shield. I'll take Void Tendrils here as well, be able to physically root people. Oh my god, they have to actually kill it to get out. I'm loving this, man. I'm loving the Void Tendrils. Like, we're losing Greater Fade, so this is a pretty good trade-off, I think. 1 minute cooldown. Wish it was more like 45, but I'll take it. PI, guess it's okay. I mean, still can get Purge, kind of annoying. Twins is solid, we'll take that. I think putting a Twist of Fate talent is worth as well, so that we can get really big finishers when people are low. I like Phantasm here because, again, no Greater Fade, so we want Fade to do something for us, and it can, you know, remove slow, so we'll rock that. I don't think it's worth reducing the cooldown of Fade, but oh, this one's really nice. Reduce the cooldown of Psychic Scream by 15 seconds. I think Fear is 45 seconds baseline now, someone told me, so we're rocking 30-second Fear, and Stun and Silence feels really good. And then obviously we're going to take Mind Games, Manipulation, and Shadow Perception. So we're basically getting the Mind Games conduit and buffing it up pretty strong. I've got 5 talents left to rock with. I think we're going to want to take swap, so it's either reduce Fade cooldown or Reflective Shield, maybe. Instantly heals the target for... Okay, maybe we'll take that. I don't know, sounds good. So I've got how many talents left? 2 talents, so we'll just take MD and Improved MD, and that seems pretty good to me. There's not a lot of not a lot of hope for Void Shield. I noticed I didn't take Purify Disease, so, you know, maybe if you're playing against a disease class like a Shadow Priest, but again, DP is not that scary, so I don't know. I don't think we need Remove Disease. Shackle Undead, you can play it against DKs if you want, I guess. This Death and Madness is like a Torghast talent. Halo, Divine Star, these didn't look too interesting. And then all this other stuff is just way too healing oriented, so I think we're going to avoid that. We've got 31 points there, 30 points there, and now we'll pick PvP talents. So if you're playing no Void Form build, you instantly lose Driven to Madness and Void Origins, because why would you play that if you can't go Void Form? So ignore those. The new talents, Delivered from Evil. This just seems kind of dumb, but cool name, I guess. Like, yo, I literally pre-delivered from Evil to go. Leap of Faith removes impairing effects, then increases your next heal on that target by 100%. Not sure I'm sold on that one. Cardinal Mending. If we're taking Palm and all that shit, it could be good. Precognition. You probably already heard about this. If you fake someone, you get 15% haste. I think we'll probably end up taking that a lot, and you become immune to CC. So maybe like faking someone and then popping Dark Evangelism or whatever the hell it is. Dark Ascension. And then start popping up that way. Siphon will hard lock every game. Mind Trauma, if you're playing this Mind Flay build, I think is going to be really juicy, because you're incentivized to cast Mind Flay. Strength of the Soul, your shields just aren't that powerful for this to be valuable. I wouldn't take that. And then you have Catharstic, which is going to hit someone for like 15% of their health after you take damage. And we have so many other ways to deal damage. I think your Mind Spikes and Mind Blast can definitely create upwards of that. So I'm not sure that you'll even want to be losing a whole talent just to deal like mediocre damage. Thought Steal could be fun. I don't like Void Volley, so we'll take instant Void Form if we're playing Void Form, but like I said, we might be able to play without it. We're not sure. Let's see, I have Void Form. I could still put 2 talents somewhere else. I feel like I would. Yeah, I'm not sure, man. Everything could be good. We'll do a lot of testing as it comes out, but this is already a huge improvement. Like, I'm sold. This is really exciting. I'm really happy for Shadow Priest, and now that we're finally here, I'll show you a little bit of what the burst might look like. So, am I talented into Void Form? Nope. Let's untalent myself from something. You're also level like I said, level 60 on the beta, so we can't talent into those last fun abilities, and I'm losing everything I just made on that tree. I won't be able to get it here. Like, if you notice, I don't have MD, and I don't have all that other fun stuff over there. So let's just see what this does. Here's a Shadow Crash. Notice my dots are going to get applied there. And I also got Damnation. Dot everybody. just really cool that that works that way. I already, just by dawning everybody, I'm getting all these Mind Spike procs. My shadow dudes are flying everywhere, so I'm just gonna sling those out. You can see what that looks like. This looks like a bug where it's showing too many procs. And look, I'm just dealing instant damage. Like, that's kind of cool. But let's show you what some burst looks like. So I'm gonna Mind Flay to build my stacks. You can see them here. They build very quickly. One full channel of Mind Flay is generally gonna put you in that sweet spot that you need to be at. And maybe we just wait until we get another Mind Spike proc. We'll keep dotting everything, so this should be fine, actually. I'm gonna pop PI, reapply my dots, Dark Ascension, Void Form. This is so unnecessary though. Mind Spike, Mind Blast. That wasn't that huge. Mind Games, here's the big one though. Mind Spike, Mind Blast, Mind Spike. Just a lot going on. We'll definitely have to figure out the best way to rotate these damage modifiers and make sure that we're amping ourselves as heavy as possible. But one thing I've noticed is the talent is bugged right now in the beta. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. This one that is supposed to not clear your dots when you get your procs. That one's bugged, so it's a little bit of a bummer that you're losing the value of your dots being up when you have the sufficient procs. Definitely casting Dark Ascension feels clunky, but I'm gonna use it either way. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know I kind of rushed through everything, but I want to give everybody an update and at least give you a chance to look at what's new. Let me know if you have any questions, or link your builds in the community Discord. I'll link that as well. So if you guys are new to the channel, stay tuned. In Dragonflight, we'll be playing some rank 1 Shadow Priest PvP. And we'll be experimenting with what's good. So I look forward to interacting with everybody, and I hope you have a wonderful downtime before the expansion comes out. So peace.